Welcome to Report Nation. It's Lamba. Lamba's Water Sports is by Sideline Sports Network. Today we're going to be talking about top five teams in the SEC and will they win a national championship. Like I said, there's only one team that's going to be able to win a national championship. Top five teams. Now, number five, I think it's be very tough because you have all these good SEC teams. You have Georgia, you have Tennessee. I think South Carolina has improved. You have LSU and Alabama. You don't forget about those. I think my top five team in this, I'll start with number five. Number five is going to be South Carolina. South Carolina is bringing back Spencer Rattler as the quarterback. Last year they went 8-5. Is South Carolina a good enough team to win a national championship? No, I don't think they're ready. I think their defense continues to struggle. I think Spencer Rattler is off and on at times, but I like the energy from Shane Beamer, who is the head coach. I think he's in his fourth or fifth year as the head coach of South Carolina. They had some really good quality wins. One of the quality wins was against Clemson as well, and they smacked the crap out of Tennessee last year as well. So South Carolina is in the top five of the SEC team this year. I don't see them winning a national championship. They have to win every single game. And according to their schedule, I think they're going to have the same record as they did last year. Either they go 8-5 or they go 9-4. I don't see them going above 9 wins. Now, the number 4 team that I will put in there is LSU. Now, here's why. You're talking about second-year head coach and Brian Kelly. Like I said, Sarah Blake Cheek was on the podcast twice and a couple months back. She's not a big fan of Brian Kelly, doesn't like the man, and he tries to come with that Cajun accent. And, I'm not really sold on the whole Brian Kelly and the accent, but Brian Kelly is a good coach. He took Notre Dame to a national championship against Alabama, and they lost. Brian Kelly is known for having a winning record. You have Jaden Daniels back as your quarterback. Last year, LSU went 10-4. They got smoked by Georgia in the SEC championship. They beat Alabama last year. He called a controversial 2-point conversion to win the game. I think LSU is probably going to have the same record as they did last year. I think, the first game they lost to Florida State. They were a new team. But I think Brian Kelly is going to have them ramped up and fired up. Now, the question is with LSU is I'm not really concerned on their defense. Their offense should be fine. But the question is, are they going to win the national title? No, I don't see LSU winning a title. I think LSU has about 2-3 more years to compete. Like I said, they're rebuilding under a fired coach in Ed Orgeron, so they hadn't been the same team since the Joe Burrow era and the Jamar Chase era. So LSU has about 2 more years before they can compete for a national championship. So LSU knows they're not going to win it. Now, number 3 is going to be very shocking to y'all. Number 3, as of right now, I'm going to put Alabama at number 3. Here's why I'm going to put Alabama at number 3. Now, Alabama, they went 11-2 last year, okay? They didn't compete for the championship or the college football playoff. The 2 losses was the LSU with the final possession and the Tennessee with the final. So they lost to Tennessee and LSU with final possessions. Other than that, the 2 games away from being undefeated. Alabama will somewhat struggle with LSU again. Depending on the team that Tennessee has, they're probably going to struggle with it again. Alabama did not face Georgia this year, so we'll see how that goes. I think they might face Georgia in the schedule if I'm not incorrect as of right now. But I think Alabama's always a very good team under Nick Saban. I think Alabama would. I'm not going to say they're going to be undefeated. They might lose 1 or 2 games. I like Alabama a little bit. I want Alabama to win all their games. But I guess everybody in America is tired of them always winning. But I think Alabama would have a better record than 11-2, and I think they will compete for a national championship. When they win a national title, I'm going to say, yes, Alabama will be the team to win the national title. Number 2, the top 5 SEC number 2, I'm going to take the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, you got third-year head coach in Josh Heupel. You had the quarterback. Tennessee is a very, very scary team. You had Jalen Wright. Wow. They beat Clemson with a quarterback in Joe Milton. So they have a very fast-paced, rampant offense. They have a good, consistent defense. Josh Heupel has brought Tennessee back. Tennessee, I don't think has been relevant since maybe since Peyton Manning. But they were all right when they had Bruce Jones as their head coach back in like 2016, 2017 with whoever the quarterback is that I can't remember in my head. Was it Josh Dobbs? Yeah, it's been a while since they had some sparks, but I think um, the Tennessee team is back. They're going to be number 2 in my top 5 SEC teams. Tennessee record last year was 11-2. They lost to Georgia and they lost to South Carolina. Like I said, they beat Alabama. They beat some pretty good teams. So will Tennessee win a national title? No, they won't win one, but I think they're going to have the same records they did last year. I think Tennessee is going to win more than 10 games. Like I said, Josh Heupel is going to have them back. They're going to have them fired up. Is there a possibility that Tennessee will beat Alabama again? Never say never. I think they have a chance to, even though I don't want them to. But I'm going to take Tennessee as my number 2 team in the top 5. And number 1, I'm taking the defending champions in the University of Georgia. Georgia went undefeated last year, did not lose a game. They went 15-0, and they won back-to-back national titles. They spanked the crap out of TCU. Like I said, it was 63-7. I cut the game off in the third quarter. Georgia's that team. Now, the question is, will Georgia win the third straight national title? No. I don't know who Georgia's quarterback is yet. Georgia's going to have the same defense. Their offensive coordinator is now the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens under Lamar Jackson. So we'll see how the Georgia Bulldogs do. But I'm very hyped in Kirby Smart as well. They're going to be the same team. I'm not sure who the quarterback is going to be, but the defense, they lost a lot of defensive guys to the NFL. I think Jordan Davis is one of them. I think he got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see how that goes with Georgia. I think Georgia, will they win a national title? Maybe it's going to be my answer, but then no, because it's going to be hard for a college football team to win triple national championships, a three-peat. Now, they got the back-to-back like Alabama did, I think, in 2009 and 10 or 2010 and 2011, but I'm not seeing Georgia win the title this year. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to come at them, and we'll see how this goes. But those are my top 5 teams right there. So thank you, Totem Pole Nation. It's Lambo and Lambo's Water Sports, presented by Sideline Sports Network. Don't forget to check out the recent content of Lambo's Water Sports, and also don't forget to check the Life Lessons podcast featuring Coach Taylor and Coach Ball. Like I said, Totem Pole Sports is going to get bigger and better. This is Lambo and Lambo's Water Sports, presented by the Sideline Sports Network. We'll be catching you for more content later on.